Today is Sunday, August 30th. This is the Big Hunt and Diabeto Show, episode 2. On today's podcast, we're going to start with the NBA, and then we'll move on to the MLB, the NFL, and then we're going to end with some conspiracies and current events. Make sure to stay tuned for this episode of Big Hunt and Diabeto. So, Riley, I guess this is my crazy week in sports. Just overall feel of the week. We had early in the week the whole boycott and whatever happened, and then the NBA resumed again today. Just overall feel of this crazy week in sports.
Feel with the players is I 100% agree with them. I think that they're using their platform. And this time, like in the past, they've said, yeah, we want to use our platform. Yeah, we want to use our platform. But this time they are like dead serious. And when they say they're not going to play games, I think that the owners are just like, oh shit, this could be really, really bad if we don't actually do something. Because they were just like, we won't play until you can actually promise us that you will help make change. Because a billionaire with all that money and all the people that they know, they have the power to make the change. And so the players were just like, no, we're not going to play. Like, there are people in the media and just in general that say, no, you guys just need to shut up and dribble. Like, they treat them as entertainers. They're just like, no, you get paid a ridiculous amount of money to play basketball. And granted, they get paid a lot, yeah. And I just don't think it's fair to say, though, to them, just shut up and dribble. Like, there's plenty of NBA players that have a lot of, like, they have credibility, like Jaylen Brown and some of these other guys that you see wanting change. Like they were out there protesting in May, and like they're trying to be leaders in their community, and they're just like, no, we want the owners to help us out with this. So I agree with them, and I applaud the NBA players. I think they did the right thing.
Yes, the whole shut up and dribble thing, I think, is very dumb. Like, it should be well known, these NBA players, they almost feel like there's a higher standard for them for these changes, because they're at, like, the NBA is like almost the top. Like, NFL I feel like is more viewed, but the NBA is right up there. There's like the social, like, you have an obligation to help your community almost. And so there was the little boycott for 2 or 3 days. I do believe that basketball can happen and changes can be made, but this was also, I feel like, this all started with Kaepernick 4 years ago. Like, I feel like the change is building. More people are grasping it, but I feel like it hasn't been fully grasped by everyone. And I'm not sure how to get that fully grasped by everyone, but I feel like we are moving in the right direction. And I feel like change can be made eventually soon.
NBA players can help with that change.
Yes.
But you have to let them use their platform.
With the MLB, I feel like the MLB is somewhat getting on board. And even with college football and all these college coaches and everything that happened this week, I feel like it was a positive week for change going forward.
Yeah, step one in many steps, though. Step one in many steps. But let's get to some games now.
I have one more question. What did you think about the Lakers and the Clippers being the only two no votes? Go ahead.
I thought it was because what I heard is LeBron James was the one, of course, that was like, no, we're not fucking playing. He was like.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast, and it was a Lakers player that I won't name. But it was basically like the social setting when the Lakers vote happened. If you voted like yes to play, it almost was like LeBron was kind of looking at you. So it was like, I don't know how the Clippers vote was, but it almost seemed like not a fair place of vote, I guess, if that makes sense.
I thought it was funny that apparently CP3, after LeBron said, yeah, we're not playing, he's like, all right, fuck you, LeBron, we'll play without you.
LeBron will play without you.
we don't need you. I thought that was real.
CP3 would say, like, CP3 is like, piss off, LeBron, we don't need you.
Yeah, that was fun.
What'd you think of your Celtics this morning?
Damn fucking good, man. They looked really good. 6 scores in double figures, led by 15 plus almost the whole game. And Jason Tatum in that first half was like really non-existent too. I think He scored 10 points, and it was like really late that he got those. It was like all of a sudden, oh, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum now has 10 points. I thought Kemba played really good. Theis played really good. Jaylen Brown played awesome, and so did Marcus Smart. And the Raptors, even though they're the 2 seed, they won 53 games. I think they don't match up well with the Celtics. I don't. And if they lay a goose egg like they did today, I get that they're historically bad in game 1, but the Celtics are a team that, like, if you're making mistakes, they will make you pay. They will make you pay.
Yeah, I definitely felt like the Celtics beat the Raptors on every level this game. It is game 1. I don't want to overreact, but we both have been saying we thought the Raptors were a little overhyped for that 2 seed. The Celtics definitely look like a more talented roster. I love Nick Nurse and Brad Stevens, but the Celtics just won on every single level this game. Like you said, Tatum didn't play well in the first half, but his energy and the defensively, he was amazing. Like, it seems like even without Hayward, the Celtics almost feel complete a little more than the Raptors, even though the Celtics don't have that stud center too. But it seems like with the guys, they have a center by committee. Everyone knows their role.
Mm-hmm.
They're a tough team in the East, let me tell you. They look, I don't overreact, but it looks like Celtics in 5 or 6 after game 1.
Fingers crossed. Speaking on that center by committee, Theis and Williams today, I think they had 22 and 27 between the two of them.
Wow.
And Theis was perfect from the line, and Williams was perfect from the field today. And that's what they need. And they both played really good defense.
Yes.
And the Celtics need that center by committee. They need both of them to play well, or one of them to play extremely well.
Yes, and to me, Theis and Williams are more of the shot blockers. And then you have Cantor, who's an offensive rebounding machine. Cantor was in Portland last year. I know, so literally, maybe for the Bucks they'll play Cantor more, and then for the Raptors they want Theis and Williams. But it's nice to really have those options. Another question I have, we were talking about this earlier, how Disney put up $1 billion for this bubble and the new CBA being renegotiated next year. How do you think salaries are going to be affected next year with this pandemic and with the less capacity in the stands?
Down, and they're starting the season later than expected. They're going to have a shorter season probably next year. But that's it's a recipe for not disaster, but like a recipe for to be unsuccessful for next year in terms of like the ability to make money. Just because you have less games, you won't be able to have your stadiums all the way filled. And players, I think they probably know they're going to have to take a pay cut. They probably do know that they're going to have to take a pay cut. CBA is going to get renegotiated, and they're going to be like making less money next year.
Yes. I just hope, with how the MLB negotiations went and all this bullshit we dealt with the MLB.
No strike, please. No strike.
The NBA, I hope. I feel like the owners and the players get along better because of Adam Silver versus Rob Manfred. I personally think Silver, you got to be pro player with just how today is, in my opinion. And I really hope, if the salary cap gets reduced 50 to 60%, that we can still have, we reach a peace that is easy and it's not like everyone hates each other.
Exactly. Because they were the last. No, was the NFL when did they hold out for training camp? Was that before the NBA held out for their season? When they started the season, this is probably 10 years ago, they started the season on Christmas. Was the NFL holdout before that or after that?
I don't remember, honestly. Sorry.
But Silver, David Stern was commissioner then. Silver has a really good relationship with the players. They get along really well. I think everyone knows it's coming. So, because in the CBA it says anything like a pandemic happens, we have to renegotiate. Like
a global pandemic we have right now, probably could renegotiate the CBA.
Yep, have to renegotiate the CBA.
The next question would be this Mavericks-Clippers game. overall take of the series, and how do you feel about the Clippers going forward?
Clippers going forward it's shaky. It's shaky. Paul George didn't play that great today. He played really good Monday, but like he just didn't show up much of this series. And the Mavs didn't have Porzingis the last 2 games,
2 or 3, I do not remember.
8 games, and like you really couldn't contain Luka. If there was another superstar on the floor, that would have been really tough for them to contain. I think Luka went for 38, 9, and 9 today, I believe. And and Kawhi, again, like we talked about last week, Kawhi had to carry this Clipper team.
He did.
And if they're going to get through next round with who they play, either Denver or Utah, I think both of those teams don't match up really good for the Clippers if Paul George can't play well.
Okay. Yeah, so before the playoffs, I was huge on the Clippers. This
So
series definitely has changed that. I think AD and LeBron are just a big difference maker compared to Kawhi and PG. But like the Clippers' depth's insane. Like even when PG sucks, you have Lou Will, you have Montrezl Harrell, you have guys that can step up.
Yeah.
And my other takeaway from the series, these teams complained about calls so much. I was annoyed. I almost turned the game off. Luka Doncic, every time he drove, he was complaining to the refs. He got hacked, all this. I'm like, dude, you're down 20 without your second best player. Like, I don't get – this is something LeBron does as well. I don't understand how complaining about calls gets you more calls in the future. I never understood that.
It doesn't. Like, I think basketball is just like – it's soft. The NBA players are softer.
Which I don't want to sound like the old man, the old white man that's just ranting about, oh, how it used to be in my day. But, like,
because we never had that day.
It's gotten to such an extreme that, like,
yeah,
taking off defensive possessions, yelling at the refs, staring up into the stands. Like, it's literally a defensive possession that it's 4-on-5. That's a bucket. And I just don't understand it.
Yep, I don't think we'll ever be able to get it because we're not out on the court, and like we just don't know, I guess is what I think NBA players would say. But like from my view, NBA players, when they don't get the call, they're gonna say something. They're gonna, again, like what you said, they're not gonna get back on D, and then it's 4-on-5.
Dude, just with how basketball is and how fast-paced, refs are going to miss calls. The refs will admit that. Like, they'll be the first to admit we're going to miss calls.
Yeah.
It's just an old man in me saying I don't understand why you're ranting to the ref or whatever, but I don't agree with it, and I feel like you give up free points and it's just not helping your team.
It is not. It is not. All right, so the Jazz were up by 10 when we started the podcast. So let's move on to how we did with our bets this week. Do we want to just talk our bets overall this week?
How was your record?
My record going into the podcast is 3-6.
3-6? Hey,
don't let me get hot. Baseball is so hard to bet on. Like, prime example, I bet Yankees Braves earlier this week. Garrett Cole's on the mound. The Braves did not announce their starter the day the game was originally scheduled when I checked, like 2 hours before the game. And I was like, oh, this is such an easy bet. Garrett Cole, go shove. I don't know if Acuna was back in the lineup yet. And I was like, easy bet. Game gets postponed. I was like, whatever. They're starting Ian Anderson, rookie. First start in Yankee Stadium. No fans. I get it. That's a bit easier. But the dude just comes out. I think he threw 6 innings of 1 earned run ball and no earned run ball and shoved against the Yankees. Just made them look embarrassed the Yankees. And then I think Cole gave up 4 home runs. So like prime example right there. So
yeah, I don't know.
That's gambling, baby.
That's gambling. Losing money.
That's gambling.
I believe I'm 6-3. I have, I believe, lost 2 of my last 3. We had a parlay today that I felt really confident about. The first 2 hit, and then the Mariners and the Angels just couldn't score a run to save their life.
And they scored 16 last night, or the Angels did. The Mariners scored 3.
do have the Jazz or I do have the Nuggets who are down 10 in the first last we checked. But I guess my only other gambling picks, I guess we'll kind of continue this into the MLB. The Padres are hottest as of late. They're a good team to bet on. I feel like even though you lost a bet on the White Sox have been another good team to bet
Yeah,
on.
yeah, they're on my. I have three hot teams for either gambling or just in general. The White Sox were one of those teams. Do you have any other hot teams you want to say?
Just whenever Yu Darvish is pitching, bet on the Cubs because that man is going off this year. Yu Darvish, holy moly! However, it's that Astro series. I feel like tarnished Yu Darvish's whole perception, but now I feel like Darvish has probably a 196, 1.8 something. I don't know. He's like
He's
five.
amongst.
Really good year.
I'm sure he's amongst the top 10 in ERA.
Yeah.
My other two hot teams are the first place team in the AL East, which is the Tampa Bay Rays, not the New York Yankees. Yankees are playing pretty decent as of late, but the Rays, I mean, the Rays are killing that division right now. Then another team, the team in third place. Huh? What did you say?
I said the Rays always do this. The Rays are that weird team, but keep going.
Yes, it's because they have sneaky good pitching. Another team in that division in third place is the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know if Bichette's back, but they're 7-3 in their last 10. They're looking really good. I mean, they're scrappy. They're young. Vlad Guerrero hits fucking nukes and just piss missiles. Every time I look at Twitter, it's a piss missile off Vlad Guerrero's bat. He's so much fun to watch. Some cold teams I have: the Texas Rangers, the Baltimore Orioles, and a team that I said last year could make the playoffs. They're now in last place in the NL West, is the Diamondbacks. The Rangers in Baltimore are 2-8.
Freaking record. What's the Diamondbacks record?
14-20 now. This week or the last 2 weeks, they are 1-9.
Damn. So the only other thing I'll add is for the Rangers, I have kind of besides last start. Every time Lance Lynn starts, bet on the Rangers. That's the only fucking time you should bet on the Rangers. When Lance Lynn starts, bet on the Rangers, except when they play the Dodgers. That's basically a golden rule.
Yep.
For the rest of the season.
I think he'd get traded tomorrow. I think he easily could to a contender.
The Rangers are good at baseball, so you should trade him.
Yeah, trade him. I agree. All right. I have a hot player the last 2 weeks, and it's a guy that I used to like him a lot. And then he had that incident 4 or 5 years ago with Josh Donaldson when he was playing in Baltimore. That would be Manny Machado. I think Manny Machado's a dickhead. But he's 15 for his last 30. And like 2 weeks ago, I was checking the stats when Tatis was just going off. And I mean, he's still having a great season. Don't get me wrong. But Machado was hitting like 220 or something. I was like, what the hell? I was like, yeah, Manny stinks. I was like, this is no surprise. I checked today. He's hitting 306, 11 bombs, and 28 RBIs. Dude's just raking.
I've been friends with many Padres and Dodgers fans, and it seems like from all their takes, when Manny's motivated, Manny's a freaking great baseball player. But when Manny's not motivated, he's a 220 baseball player. And then there's the hustle, there's whatever, that knock on him as well. But when he's motivated, he seems to be a damn good baseball player. It's just getting that motivation to him.
Manny's one of those interesting guys, and like ebbs and flows in his game comes with how is the team doing. And I think if the team's doing good, Manny, you're probably a big reason why the team's doing good.
Yes.
I think he truly does take fucking games off where he's like, fuck it, I don't want to really play today. Like, yeah, I'm in the lineup. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna really, I'm gonna take pretty good pitches that I could drive. I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna really hustle on this ground ball that I could beat out. I think his defense. He knows he's a wizard in the field. He's like, all right, I'm not taking plays off in the field. But Manny's one of those interesting guys. It's good to see him doing good, but it's also like, dude, I don't like you. Like, you're just an asshole.
Yes, I agree. He definitely is not mentally checked in for every game, and that's how you hit 220 at some points, and then you are hitting 307. It's just a shame with the talent. Another thing I want to talk about is I believe my Tigers are 3-2 this week. Their first sweep of the Twins since 2016. If the Blue Jays would start losing, we'd be more in the wild card. But I believe we're about 2 games out of the wild card. So what do you think of the Tigers? Go Tigers!
Bet against the Tigers this week. They fucked me over. So
Yeah,
fuck the Detroit Tigers.
Tigers. So
fuck the Tigers. The Tigers, I don't know how they're 15-15. They have, their starting pitching is not very good. I could not tell you if they have a really good bat in their lineup, but they're 15-15. Baseball's wild this year.
Jonathan Scopes hitting above 300, playing second base for the Tigers. Candelario, I remember, was hitting 0 through about the first 8 games, and now it's hitting like 302 all of a sudden. It's like Jose Candelario. He got moved to first base because he couldn't hit. So, yeah, and we got some, I don't know, the pitching's all right. Boyd's got like a 5, Fulmer's got like a 4, but who knows?
Fulmer does not have a 4, bro. He's got like a 7.2 something ERA, I bet.
He's got like a 5 or a 6. He might have an 8.
He might have a 5 or a 6.
How'd your Red Sox do this week?
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, because the Tigers are better than the Red Sox, let me tell you.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Let's get to my Red Sox today. The Red Sox traded Mitch Moreland. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it, dude. I don't care. They didn't trade. They said we're not trading Bogarts. They said we're not trading Devers. We're not trading JD. I'm kind of pissed they're not trading JD because, he's hitting 210 still, man. Super hard to watch. And they said we're not trading Jackie Bradley. But yet we have 3 outfield prospects, and I think they could get a pitching prospect for Jackie Bradley, and they could get a lot for JD Martinez.
Mitch has some iconic moments in Boston, doesn't he? He's hit some pinch hit home runs or something.
Bags is king of playoff pinch hit ding dongs.
So is there any sentimental loss for him or no?
Absolutely, bro. Mitchie Moreland hit an 800-foot home run the year they won the World Series. Dude, I remember watching off Jansen, too. It made it 4-4. Or no, it was a 4-0 game. It was when Puig hit the home run and Eduardo Rodriguez threw his glove down on the ground. And I was like, fuck, man, it's about to be 2-2. No, not so fast. Mitchie Two Bags turns around a 96-mile-per-hour fastball, 700 feet. 700 feet. That was, dude. He does have some great moments. He was raking this year. It was so good to see. And he plays amazing defense. So, best to Mitch Moreland. I love Mitch Moreland. Last week they traded Workman and Hembry. Fuck those guys. Don't need them. They're old.
The other things, what about the Giolito no-hitter? And what do you think of the White Sox?
White Sox are hot. They had a walk-off home run today. Giolito is – I think he's back. I think his first couple starts were rough, but his last 2 starts, he has looked untouchable again. And he's their ace. Rumor I read today, the Indians want to deal Mike Clevenger, and Chicago could be one of the spots. Either him or Lance Lynn are definitely 2 guys the White Sox should go after because that would definitely help them out a lot.
Do you know who's the Indians GM? Do you know?
No idea, but he sucks at his job.
We were talking about this earlier. The Cleveland Indians GM does not know what the hell he is doing.
Not one bit. His 5 starters could be Shane Bieber, Corey Kluber, Trevor Bauer, Carlos Carrasco, Zach Plesac, and Mike Clevenger. That's 4 All-Stars. And all 6 of those guys are 2s to 3 in everyone's rotation of baseball. You had 6 legit – and I'm not just talking 6 starters, 6 legit starters who can go deep into games and who have excellent stuff. And they also, they have bats in their lineups, too.
Yes, they do. They
have Lindor, Santana, Jose Ramirez. I feel like they got rid of someone really good as a hitter, too, in the last couple of years. That, they didn't need to.
Cruz? Did they pick up Cruz?
Twins. He's always been on the Twins and the Mariners. He's been on the Twins and the Mariners. Different run blue team. Close though.
Yeah,
Close.
it was Santana really blossomed, and then Jose Ramirez had that huge year, and they don't want to pay Francisco Lindor, and they've had all these,
Frankie, the
and it's like, what the hell are you doing? The best you've been
give
is 94 wins and maybe one playoff series win. If not, you're bounced.
man. Well, they went to the World Series in 2016. They also have one of the best managers in baseball. Like, hey, but I'm going to say this: give Frankie the bag.
Yes,
Frankie
we
deserves
give
the bag.
Frankie the bag. Dude.
Give Frankie the fucking bag, dude. Frankie deserves all the money. I had a who's cold of the week. For the first place A's, they're not superstar for their star first baseman Matt Olson. Dude could not hit water if he fell out of a boat. He's 3 for 23. Every time he gets a hit, I think it's a home run. He has 10 bombs, but like he's hitting a $170, $169 actually. Nice.
Do you have Chris Davis for the Orioles? What the hell is that guy hitting this year?
better than Matt Olson.
You never know. Chris Davis had some bad fucking years.
Oh yeah, dude. Last year, prime example, when he was like on that 0 for 50 streak, he snapped it against Rick Porcello, and I remember I was watching it, I was like, "Fuck you, Rick Porcello, you're an asshole, dude."
Dude, I remember on MLB Network for about 5 days, is Chris Davis gonna get a hit? And we'd like live tune in. Nope. Like, dude,
Bro,
it was
could you imagine? Like, usually those tune-ins are for like, if you're gonna do something good. No, it's for like, hey man, are you gonna get a single here?
Yeah, imagine if you're watching MLB Network. Can I get a fucking hit? Nope.
It's like, damn it, they tuned in on me 4 times tonight and I backwards Cade. That's brutal, bro. But baseball's in a wild spot, man. Rob Manfred is a big fat stooge.
We should need
That Mets move is wild. I want you to leave the field and come back and play. Jesus Christ, dude. Are you dumb? Does not get it.
the problems it would make for scheduling. We really just need them to play the game. It's like, dude, you don't fucking get it. You just don't. Like,
Season's fucked already, dude.
Yeah, like, I hate how much he's a puppet for the owners, it feels like, compared to the NFL. Goodell's the same way. Everyone hates Goodell.
Fuck Roger Goodell.
Like, Goodell's hated. Manfred doesn't need to be hated. Like, I feel like people could like Manfred. He just is not doing his job like people to like him.
Rob Manfred, big fat stooge.
Yeah. Goodell's more of a stooge, though. So let's move on to
50-50.
Another stooge recently joined Twitter, Dan Snyder. Major sexist investigation going on. I believe there's no racism involved, mainly just sexism, but I could be wrong. The only reports I have seen is making cheerleaders do some maybe nude video or nude photography for a calendar. That's all really I've seen into it, and then I found out he joined Twitter Tuesday. What's your take on the situation?
Dan Snyder stinks at his job. Give up ownership to your team, dude. You couldn't.
Being an owner too, like they're not a good football team.
They're really bad, bro. They're the laughing stock in the NFL. Like, what was it? Like 3 years ago when they talked about a Washington football team name change. He was like, "No, we're not changing the name." Dude, this is gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Should have just changed it 3 years ago. Then they'd have an actual team name right now.
Yeah. Football team. What a name.
Dan Snyder, big fat stooge. Huge stooge.
Another positive about the NFL that's a real big negative. Only one player currently on the COVID list. I really wish we could know the player. Like,
won't let us know.
Why not?
No way.
Let the fans go at him. Let us have
I guarantee you it's like the 48th man on the 53-man roster. It's like, this dude does not matter.
What team? I want to know.
I want to know.
No.
The NFL, I guess on the NFL and everything that happened this week, they can't, a lot of them like cancel practice, talk about everything going on in the media. I thought that was a good move by the NFL too. Good move by the NFL. NFL, best sports league in the world. My
Yep.
favorite. My guy.
And it seems like there's maybe the NBA is moving the change or whatever for this social issues the most, but the NFL is starting to get it. And some coaches had some speeches, there were some posts, practices were held out, and I feel like they're understanding that there's an issue now.
I agree.
Yeah.
From practice earlier this week, I read this. I'm going to sneak this in. Apparently, according to Bruce Arias, Tom Brady looked awesome.
Who cares? Sorry,
I care.
we don't need to know that. Like,
I
screw
care. Threw 2 touchdowns, most weapons of all time, most weapons he's ever had playing. Hey, Brady, sneaky MVP pick. I called. No, I can't say that. I can't say that.
42.
He's.
Are you drafting him this year in fantasy, Tom Brady?
No, I'm drafting Aaron Rodgers. If I reach to draft Aaron Rodgers, don't give a shit. Aaron Rodgers is going off this year. They tried to draft his successor, and there was a video that came out of him like throwing. They were doing a drill, and it's like the pocket nets, the pocket nets where you like throw into. Dude, he fucking spikes it. Jordan Love stinks.
Yes, and dude, I saw like a meme clip of it, and like Rodgers threw it, and he was like saying something about like the hand rotation, and then Jordan Love threw it, and then it like
it went to the ground.
Yeah, and it was just like doink, and it was like, dude, what the fuck? And it was so funny.
Dude, apparently, so they were practicing in Lambeau, I guess, last Sunday. Dude, Rodgers throwing 60-yard bombs, giving motherfuckers the suck it thing all the time, and I'm just like, that's my guy, dude. I love Aaron Rodgers.
Still do the belt? Remember the discount double check belt thing?
I think he does. I don't think you can do suck in the NFL and not get fined, but if I'm Aaron Rodgers,
who cares?
Dude, yeah, you have all the money in the world. Definitely just give the fans a
I hate how the NFL is the no fun league.
No fun league.
Let
them do the suck it.
Let everyone have fun. Let them do a suck it. Let them do the belt.
He won't get fined for the belt, but like, dude, say he wants to pull an AB and jump on the goalpost and start humping the goalpost. Let him do it.
I'm even okay with the Randy Moss moon in the freaking stand.
That's my favorite celebration. That's the best celebration. Last note for the NFL. Earl Thomas is still a free agent. There's some other big names that we'll get to, but we'll get to Earl Thomas first because we did not talk about the situation last week. The Baltimore Ravens released Earl Thomas after he fought a teammate. Now, in the NFL, there's fights during training camp. Usually, it's offensive and defensive guys, though. Earl Thomas fought his does he play free safety or strong safety?
Free safety.
He fought his strong safety last week. Yep, it was a rookie strong safety. I guess he was talking shit to Earl. Earl was not having it, and Earl started fighting him.
Earl seems like a guy that doesn't take too much shit.
Nope.
And I remember there were rumors him going to the Cowboys. We recently lost Byron Jones, who was not quite a free safety. He's a corner, but we do need some secondary help. I think if he gets paid by the Ravens, he wants to go sign for a league minimum, come to the Cowboys. Fuck it. Why not? Right?
So he's from Texas. It does make a lot of sense. That grievance is not going to be settled till next year. Earl Thomas, you have a lot of money. Go to a contender. You need a ring. He has a ring. Yeah, he has a ring with that Seahawks team, but like I don't know where he signs. I think it's probably Dallas, though. I do. The situation's wild. I guess he shows up late to meetings. He's a prick in the locker room. And the senior committee, the senior advisory committee of the Ravens was like, yeah, we don't want this guy here. He's a prick.
Yes. So I believe Earl Thomas, the Cowboys, good decision. Did you watch the Football is Back Game of the Year, FCS edition, or no?
Nope.
Okay, well, I bet on the game, as you know. I had Central Arkansas -3, and I believe Austin Perry was the opponent. So
not Austin Perry, Austin, PA.
Whatever, same thing. So they took their opening play to the touchdown, and I had Central Arkansas.
You had the over, too, at like 53.
It did not hit the over. But with about 30 seconds left, Central Arkansas Don't know the QB's name, don't know the wide receiver's name, but let me tell you, they had a hell of a back shoulder fade.
Saw that throw. Good throw.
I was going pretty insane when that happened. And then to end the game, the total points was at about 41, and it was 45 and a half, the over under. They threw a pick. If they would have returned, he didn't go to the house, dude. I was yelling, to the house, take it. And he ran out of bounds on the 30. And
You're
then
just like, you're a pussy.
my pen at the TV and was pissed off. And oh, it was a hell of a game. The adrenaline from that football game, I miss it, dude. I just miss it.
I guess there's a season. I said it was dead last week. College football, very much alive. Not the Pac-12 or the Big Ten.
This
How do you
was
think that?
yes, dude, and I was so into it.
They're playing. The SEC is playing. Oh, big news! Since this got announced today, Jamar Chase was the guy that said, "I want to let," or the hashtag "We want to play." He opted out today. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not playing." Biletnikoff winner last year, stud.
I sent you that stat. Like LSU is missing 97% of its passing yards, 55% of its rushing yards, and like 52% of its receiving yards from last year. Like the amount of dudes that are opting out and just LSU football, how many dudes graduated, it's just insane.
I appreciate that LSU team. That LSU team was so dominant last year, and their whole team was an NFL team.
Yes.
The fact that people don't, some people I've read, some people say they're not a top 10 football college team of all time. They definitely are. They were so good last year.
Dude, those people got to be so old and putting so many teams from the 40s and the 60s on that list.
But
Like,
even the teams from the 70s and the 80s,
yeah,
like they would get fucking spanked by that team.
yes.
Now those 2000 Miami teams, let me tell you, they would spank that LSU team.
Who was that QB in Miami in the 2000s again?
Couldn't tell you. He played in the NFL, I think, but could not tell you.
Oh, who was it, dude? I should know that. I watched the 30 for 30 on it.
Greg Olson was on that team, right?
Yeah, Greg Olson was.
He had dreadlocks. Interesting.
He had dreadlocks? I did not
I think
know that.
so. He had dreadlocks like a perm or something. Those are very different haircuts, but.
And then Aaron Hernandez went to Miami as well, but that was later, correct?
To Florida. He went
What?
to Florida.
Oh, Florida. Same state, same thing, whatever.
Tebow.
The only other thing I have from football is in the news, 8 Nebraska players are currently suing the Big Ten. I have no idea what the lawsuit is or how they're going to win it, but I feel like if they're not playing for player safety, there's no way in hell you're winning that lawsuit.
Confused. Like, how can you sue a conference and expect to win? Huh?
Your lawyers compared to the lawyers that they're gonna have, like, holy
So
heck.
who the fuck do you think you are? Oh, I'm gonna sue the Big Ten. Oh, that's a novel idea. That's a fantastic idea. But I don't know, man. I hope that we get some NFLs on in a couple weeks. That's all I care about. That's all I care about.
Is there any more fantasy picks you have for the year? Have you thought of anything? We need to start our fantasy league soon. Talking about that, we were talking about this in our group message a little bit.
I will not be commissioner again this year. No, thank you.
I will either be commissioner or Max, I'm assuming.
I gotta play better, dude. I have not won our league yet, and I gotta play better.
I haven't won in a couple years, I think.
No.
I don't know the last time.
Yo, dude. All right, for all you listeners out there, I got fucked last year in fantasy. I did. Mike, when did I pick AB? I thought AB was gonna play last year. He played 1 week. All right, that did not help. Who else? I had my whole team got hurt. Odell got hurt. I had OBJ. My running backs were Leonard Fournette, who had all the yards in the world but never scored a touchdown. It was a rough season. I'm gonna play better though. I'm gonna play better. I'm not saying my sleepers because they're sleepers and they're secrets. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with.
Well, for the listeners, I honestly think it's good you're not saying your sleepers after your fantasy football performances.
Oh, come on. I think, dude, I had a team like 2 years ago. I think I lost like one time in the regular season, and I lost the first week of the playoffs. I was like, fuck, dude, just my luck.
I've been a big 9-7 guy, just squeaking into the playoffs and somehow coming out with the fucking championship. So that's got to get hot at the right time. Get those playoff matchups right.
Week, I hope we play each other. We can talk some shit on the podcast.
Do you know the start date for the NFL or no? Do you know the first game?
It's next week. It's next Thursday.
It's next Thursday?
Yeah, baby. We got some Chiefs and we got some Texans.
What, Chiefs by 20?
I said it last week. The Chiefs are going 15-1. Stand by that.
That's bold.
Stand by that. I think their over-under for wins is like 11.25. If you don't hammer that over, you're not a very smart person. You're just dumb. You're just dumb. All right.
Man, that's 2-6 this year, folks. The man that is 2-6.
Right, asshole. 3-6. Hey, 3-6 could be 4-6 after this Jazz game. Watch your mouth.
Though.
Hey, don't let Diabeto get hot. All right, let's move on to some news that has happened. This is a bad week for it's not been a great week overall. A lot of important people died.
Yes.
Lute Olson, the national championship winning coach at Arizona for like 30 years, he passed away at 85. Cliff Robinson, part of the played for the Blazers, played for the Nets. Who else did he play for?
I only know the Blazers and the Nets. He was a Blazer for a while.
I guess I went to school with his kid when I went to St. Anthony. Yeah, guess I went to school with his kid. Did not know that. He was older than me. So, and then Chadwick Boseman died. Super, super sad there. Was in movies like 43, Marshall, The Five Bloods, Black Panther, and the last two Avengers movies. Chadwick Boseman I'm a big movie fan. I've seen probably 8 or 9 movies that he's been in. He was a really, really good actor. And to find out he was battling stage 3 cancer for 3 years and then stage 4 the last year of his life and he did like 6 really, really big movies in that time, dude. He's a real life superhero. Like everyone's saying it, he is, but like he's a real life superhero. He was going and seeing kids at cancer hospitals and like smiling and like it just I've read this on Twitter, just goes to show you never know what people are going through. You never do. It's really sad, but like the death, it did hit home for me because like I've read comic books since I was a kid, and I read comic books that Black Panther was in, and when they announced the movie in like 2016 or 2015, they said he was playing the role. I was like, oh, that's perfect. I had seen him in 42 and some other movies. I was like, oh, I think he's a really good fit for the role. And then like you saw, he was a superhero for a whole community, and like he was inspiring so many kids. So it's just so sad to see him go. He had a lot of great work ahead of him, so that was really, really sad. But Hunter, you got any words on it?
Yeah, so I'm not the biggest movie guy, but I still knew who Chadwick Boseman was as an actor. And the main reason I knew him was the impact he had on kids and other people with cancer. Like you said, he was a real-life superhero. He just seemed like a really good fucking dude. Like, he just cared for people, and that's how really I only knew him. And anytime anyone like that passes away, it's a sad day, and we wish the best for his family.
Yep. All right. Let's get on to other current events. Hunter, I'm going to let you go first.
Can I talk about, instead of conspiracy, I would like to talk about the Tyson Fury Joe Rogan interview. And
what's that?
Yes. So if our listeners don't know, it's a really good listen, this Tyson Fury Joe Rogan interview. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. I listen to his podcast a lot. This Fury podcast was before the Wilder fight, and he talks about it goes from him dealing with mental illness. Mental illness was a huge part of his career and his life. And if you struggle with that, I honestly think it's a really good listen for people struggling with that. And then it even got to There was one fight where he almost fought this dude on a cruise ship for these 20 billionaires who were just gonna pay to have him fight on a cruise ship. We were talking about Fight Island, fucking
Yeah.
cruise ship, dude. Like
Fight cruise ship. Hey, Dana White, hear me out. You will never probably see this, but Fight Cruise. You want to one up Fight Island, my guy? Give Fight Cruise ship sounds legit. That
just
sounds legit.
fighting your friend, you beat the shit out of each other. The fight gets over an hour later, you're just sitting on the cruise ship drinking beers together, drinking mimosas, having a great time.
Hey, I got an idea. You want to get Conor McGregor back in the ring? Fight cruise ship.
Fight cruise
Easy
ship.
money, dude. Conor would make all the money in the world. He's the perfect guy for Fight cruise ship.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Some
Dana
other,
White, hear me out.
Yes, Dana White. Listen to the podcast right now. Fight cruise ship.
Clip this. Clip
this. Okay. Other things I would like to take away from the podcast. You learn how boxing is a business. Like, they talked about how Fury had a fight for the belt. He wasn't supposed to win. He won. Basically, there was a rematch clause somehow, and they wanted him to fight 7 days after, or else he'd have to lose the belt. And he's struggling majorly with mental illness. You can't fight 7 days after. Like, that's how the hell is that going to happen? So you just learn how much boxing is a business and how, like, I just hate defensive fighters, kind of like Joshua and Mayweather. They're good to make money, but they're not fun to watch, dude. They're not fun at all.
I don't think, like, so you said boxing is business. That's not even a conspiracy theory, bro. Like, we know that. We know boxing's a conspiracy. Or not, I'm an idiot. We know boxing's a business.
But as a boxing fan, like Fury and Wilder, the fan connection to like those two compared to Mayweather or a player like Joshua, it's just like those dudes are living just to prove they're the best fucking boxer on the planet. And like it's just different. And you love those fights. And I wish it was more like that.
To all the boxers and all the UFC fighters, I enjoy watching you beat the shit out of each other.
Yes.
I do.
It's
so
major
much,
entertainment for me. It is a
dude.
lot of entertainment when you beat the shit out of each other, and I don't know why, but it just is.
It is something I could never do. Dude, it's crazy. Like, these dudes wake up at like 5 in the morning and go get their ass kicked. They make me look like I am so soft. I am soft compared to those guys.
Yes, I say people from Idaho are breeded differently, but dude, boxers, if you're a boxer from Idaho, holy shit, dude. Like, world heavyweight.
Idaho?
Dude.
Why Idaho? No!
Yes, people from college baseball. My teammates from Idaho are just built different.
Yeah, bro, because they work on farms all day. So are people in fucking Ireland, like where McGregor's from.
Their forearms are the size of my thighs, and it's just night and day, the difference.
Yeah, okay, for boxing, yeah. But like UFC, bro. I mean, you're not getting punched. You're getting like kicked in. Dude, you get kicked in the nuts sometimes. Would you like to get kicked in the nuts at 5 in the morning?
Take a hay bale flying at 50 miles per hour to the body. You could take a flying knee to the body, like.
Oh no, not to your fucking nuts.
Hay bales are pretty heavy, dude.
Even the nut. You know how bad it hurts to get hit in the nuts.
Well, you can't get hit in the nuts in UFC. I'm just saying the next UFC.
You can.
Okay, but the next UFC dude from Idaho, world champ for like 10 years. That's all I'm saying. Like, bet on that man every time.
Yep. All right. Should I do my conspiracy or my first current event?
Either one. Go for it.
Conspiracy. I kind of believe this is true, kind of don't. Big business and coronavirus. Big business caused coronavirus. They made coronavirus in a lab. Yep. I'm going to say it. Amazon has made like $220 billion.
Proof do you have?
I don't know. This is a conspiracy. That's why it's a conspiracy theory. Dude, they made some of these businesses have made crazy amounts of money, like doubling and tripling their profit just because they got everyone to stay in their house. And like, especially Amazon, bro, Jeff Bezos made coronavirus. He made coronavirus and now he's taking my money from me. He's making me stay in my apartment and taking my money from me.
I don't know how big of a fan I am of this conspiracy.
I don't even know if I believe it all the way. I don't know.
So the theory is only those companies have profited from COVID, so that's why they invented it?
Oh, no. There's other companies. Those were just some that I wrote down. I wrote down Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, and Walmart. I mean, Walmart, it makes sense. I mean, it does make, you know what? God damn it, Hunter, you're making me believe my conspiracy less and less now. That's the great part about my conspiracies is I like half believe it, and then I'll either jump all the way in the deep end, or I'm just like, go back don't get off the diving board, Riley. Let's be smart.
Okay.
So I'm 50-50 still on this one, though. This one could be true, and in 3 years when it comes out that Jeff Bezos made coronavirus, fuck you, Hunter.
All right. So we're going to get to my current event story. I'm really excited for this. I got to show you a photo on my phone. I hope
That's not going to show up very good. What the fuck is that? You can't see. Oh, I can see that. That's Baby Yoda.
It's a Tinder profile, right? So you see that.
Yeah.
So
I saw this.
Yeah, I guess I can. His name's Carter. He's 21. He lives in Chicago. His bio says, "Not my kid, just a buddy I watch YouTube with." And then, so he meets this chick on Tinder, right? I hope every listener knows how Tinder works. This chick messages him, "Where did you get that Yoda doll?" He replies, "Haha, it's just photoshopped." She replies, "No, not the photo, I mean the Yoda doll." And then he replies, "Yes, it's not a doll, unfortunately anyways. What kind of movies do you like? Besides Star Wars, presumably." Smiley face. He seems like he's trying to get a conversation going, you know? Be a nice dude. She replies with, "Listen to this. So, you just put a fake image on your profile. That's literally the definition of catfishing. You're a liar and a sneak, and I'm reporting you. Not letting you fool anyone else with your little tricks. He. He posts this on Tinder and gets banned. Like,
what? Oh, I saw. Yeah, no, I definitely saw this.
yes, what is the mechanism for getting someone banned? Clearly, that is a fake photoshopped Yoda doll little picture. Like, I just don't understand Tinder's algorithm for letting people get banned. And I think it's a very funny story.
Poor guy was just trying to meet some new people or, do some other stuff.
He's just trying to watch some Star Wars movies with this chick, and he got banned for catfishing.
Yep, wasn't even a catfish. So let's get on to my current event. My current event is Bella Thorne was in the news this past week. She made $2 million last week on OnlyFans.
$2 million?
She made $2 million, and like $1 million the minute her account went live. That's insane. And then today she had to apologize because the reason why people got the account was because they wanted to see some certain pictures of Bella Thorne, because people have a Disney fetish, and when you're on Disney Channel, people are just like, I want to see her growing up now, because we got some sick individuals in this world, and they'll pay money for that shit.
$200.
Yeah, they'll pay a lot of money, dude. She had an asinine amount of subscribers. I think she should charge like $20 or $30 a month. $2 million is so much money.
Yes.
Hey, fun fact: do you know she directs porn now? She doesn't star in the porns. She directs porn now.
She's like fucking just directing them. Like
you definitely thought she was getting fucked. Yeah, you definitely thought that. I think that would be like headline news. From Disney to #1 on the Pornhub charts, Bella Thorne.
I heard she tricked a bunch of fans on OnlyFans and got the whole site changed, and now all these women that use OnlyFans as their main source of income are like, "Fuck you, Bella Thorne." They changed some shit.
Dude, she stole all the money. You should have been on Disney Channel. Should have been on Disney. Yeah, she's
for some money.
Trying to crime for some money. That's perfect. All right, we got any other current events?
Not that I just got this Guinness World Record to beat. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, let's go. All right, everyone. For those of you who did not listen last week, and this is your first week tuning in, last week Hunter's current event was a man ate 109 blueberries or 108.
8, so the record would be 109.
108.
That's how many I have.
Yes, yes. So Hunter had the best idea, not the best idea. Hunter had a good idea. He was like, dude, I think I could break that. And I was like, I mean, you want to do it on the podcast? Oh, he has a tray. I guess the tray is easier than a bowl. But so Hunter's going to try to eat 109 blueberries in 1 minute. Am I timing this or are you?
So hold up, I gotta fan these out. So just trust me. There's 109 blueberries on here. I looked up.
That literally looks like 60 blueberries, dude.
It's 109. Trust me.
I mean, I'm because I'm gonna literally go 1, 2, 3. This is gonna be really annoying for the podcast. Actually, I'm not gonna do that.
The rule is I'm only allowed to use one hand, and then I guess we just go on 3, 2, 1, go, and you tell me when to go, and when to stop.
Okay, I'm gonna start the clock. I'll do timer. 1 minute. Are you ready? 3.
I am ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Holy shit, he's going. 10 seconds in. This is really impressive. Oh, dude, we need an adjudicator. I think
No.
40 seconds. Let's go on it. Come on, dude. Holy shit, you're going to make a Guinness Book of World Record. Halfway done. Come on, go faster. Faster. Sorry for yelling into the mic. You missed one.
Gone.
20 seconds. 19.
Oh my goodness.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. That's a good old fail from Hunter. Holy dude, I am impressed. You literally just ate like, how many are you short? I bet you're like 15. No, you're not 15 short. You're like 25 short.
27. Dude.
27 short. That's impressive, my friend. Your shit's gonna be blue for like the next 3 days.
About 30 seconds. I felt it. Like I'm like.
How do you feel?
I feel blueberried out. I don't know if that's a saying, but I got the blue shirt. I don't know, man.
You just ate like 80 blueberries. Are you sweating?
A little bit, dude. It's kind of hot in here.
How does your stomach feel right now?
Full. But
you feel full?
Yeah.
The blueberries are that filling?
I don't know. It's probably what, 3 calories a piece times 80? I don't know.
240 calories?
Yeah, maybe.
I thought you might get it or like you completely flopped.
Chance, I was like, go, go, go. And then 40 seconds hit and I saw how many were left.
And you're like, fuck, this is not as many as I thought I was eating.
I think if I lined them up, because I kind of just threw the whole bowl out there.
You literally wasted like 4 seconds because you kept hitting them with your fingers.
I know. I tried to go too quick. I was hitting them.
God damn it. All right. Well, I think that's pretty solid of an episode. We just want to thank everyone who listened and subscribed last week. I'm sorry I yelled in the mic. I'm a loud person. I'll try not to yell, but no promises. Also, anyone that says I use the fuck word too much, hey, I don't give a fuck. That's my favorite word. It's literally, I think I used it less on this podcast. Did you change?
Yes, it got a little cold in here. My bad.
My camera cut out right in the middle, so this is a 2-part segment. But again, we just want to thank you all for listening. We say dumb shit into a microphone. We enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it. Keep following along. We're only going to go up from here. And yeah, I'm Diabeto. That's my co-host, Big Hunt. Big Hunt, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I mean, just like to thank everyone for listening to our bullshit that we just talk about once a week. Would like everyone to know all the editing is done by me, and I know zero editing before this. So the improvements you see is all hard work right here in YouTube videos. And yeah, just like to thank everyone for listening, and I hope you enjoy.
This week's will be on Apple and Spotify. We just got to figure out how to do that. Again, we're big fat stooges. We're learning, people. So enjoy this journey with us.
Yep.
Uh, Keep listening. Keep following along. If there's anything you want us to talk about, shoot us a DM. Twitter, Instagram, follow the socials at the Big Hunt. Probably I don't know what the fuck it is. The Big Hunt Diabeto podcast on Twitter or on Instagram. The BHD pod on Twitter. Yeah, those are right. I just sound like a moron saying those. But we're idiots. We appreciate all of you, and we will